Hey there, welcome back to Farming Cars. We finally got a warm day where it's not super windy out here. So I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tackle the other 72 here and see if that thing will run. I gotta do something with it here pretty shortly anyway. The grass is starting to grow. And I parked it in a spot that was convenient, but it's also a spot where we normally would mow. So it needs to move. Might as well see if we can get it to move under its own power. So here we go. So here's the other 72. You've probably seen it if you watch my other videos. I bought this truck. It came as a pair with the green one, with the sauerkraut C10. I didn't do anything with this one at first. I wanted to make sure that oh, there's some thunder there. So I'll try and make this quick. I didn't do anything with this one. I wanted to make sure that I could save the cab on the green one, which I think so far so good. We got doors on it and everything. We're gonna run with it. So this one, I think I'm probably gonna let it go. I've got a buddy of mine that's been asking me about it. I gotta talk to him and see what his idea is, and if we can come to an arrangement. I think we can. But anyway, I mean, she's got some rust and it's pretty rough, but I mean, it'd be a pretty wicked wood hauler or just running around town type rig with a little bit of effort. Probably not a ton of money. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll get you an interior shot here. It is a 4-speed truck, 350. So it's been around the block. I mean, she's an old farm truck. Rockers have been patched, floors have been patched already. But yeah, I went ahead and got a little bit of a head start. Threw this big old battery in here, got our starter button going there, and I took the line off the fuel pump so that way if there is any old nasty gas in the tank, we won't be sucking that into the carburetor and making things worse for us. I do know that this engine is free, because if you turn the fan on this old girl, since it doesn't have a fan clutch, you can see the crank spin just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Pull the intake manifold off, or the air cleaner off here. And that is full of a mouse nest. So we're just going to take the whole thing off of there. Got one line here that we got unplugged. We're just going to set that off the side because it's not going to do us much good right now anyway. And we got a quadrajet under there. Everything appears to be free. So should be okay. I'm gonna have to run a jumper wire to that coil because I don't have keys for this thing. But yeah. All right, well, hang on one second. Let me go get a wire. All right, so the first thing we want to do is see if it's got spark. So I jump power to the coil there, and then don't mind my starter button hook up there. Somebody else was conveniently enough poked into that starter wire there, and I figured I have to dig into it and make sure it's not all green anyway. So I just hooked onto it there. It was easier. So don't hate me for that. I say I gotta go in there and fix somebody else's deal with it anyway. So we'll go ahead. I'm just gonna pull off one of these spark plug wires, and I grabbed one of a junk spark plug out of the trash in there. So we'll just put that in there. We'll put it right on the intake or on the exhaust manifold here as a ground, and we'll see if we got some spark. Like I said, I got the starter button hooked up already, so it should turn over. Side note, old cars like this, be careful. This one happens to be a manual. There's no, when you bypass it like this, there's no safety mechanisms. So make sure you're in park or neutral. I did check to make sure this one was in neutral, so we should be good to go. And it looks like we do have spark. It's kind of weak. We'll see if I can get you where you can see it. So we'll put some fuel to this thing who knows, maybe we'll get lucky. I know this truck's been sitting for quite a long time. We'll hook our fuel source up. If it does pop off, maybe it'll run. So I just have a gas can down here with some lawnmower gas in it. Not terribly old. It might be from last summer, but should be good enough for what we're trying to do. It's definitely good enough to run an engine. So we'll give her a little squirt here. See what happens. Shut that choke back down. Well, sometimes when they sit this long, the lifters bleed down and you lose compression. We'll let that starter rest a little bit. We'll give it a chance here in a little bit, but yeah, see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these spark plugs out, this easy one to get here, just to get an idea of what we're dealing with here. And I mean, they're black, but they don't look terrible. Here we'll hook her up here and we'll see if we got spark. It looks like we got a good spark. A little puff of something came out of the cylinder there. I don't know if it was dust or what. We'll go ahead and put that plug back in there. We'll squirt some gas down the carb and we'll see what we got going. Let me adjust you a little bit so you can hopefully see the action here. How's that? Give her a nice healthy drink there. If we got any. I don't know if we got any fuel pressure from the fuel pump yet. That doesn't look like it. Give her a little more. Well, that's disappointing. I would have assumed that it would, I mean, if it's got spark and we got fuel and we obviously got air, it should pop off. I mean, it's possible that this thing just doesn't have any compression. But it sounds okay when it's cranking. So we'll keep tinkering. We'll see what happens. All right, I think we're going to try something a little stronger here just to see what happens. Go back to our good old starting fluid, and we'll give her a little shot, just see if that ignites off a little better than this year-old lawnmower gas that I've got. Oh, hey, look at that. Well, there's some signs of life here. That seems to like that starting fluid a little better. My gas might not be that great a quality, so we'll give her another shot. Let's see what we can get here. All right, come on. Well, I mean, we will say it can run. We'll keep going here. We'll see if we can't get it to idle. All right, well, I mean, it's getting better. A little backfire there. That's keep your eyebrows away from the cabin there. I don't think we probably got quite fuel from our fuel pump yet. Otherwise, I think it would idle. Well, we're getting there. We got squirters yet? Where'd my flashlight go? I had a flashlight. Now it's gone. Not surprised. Anyway, well, let's take this riser off here so we can see a little better. But yeah, I don't know if we're getting, it's possible the fuel pumps may be bad. Maybe that's the whole problem with it. I guess we could crack that fuel line there and see if we've got fuel coming up into the carburetor. So hang tight, let me grab a couple wrenches. Well, that looks like it's pretty well rounded already. Oh, got a little bit there. Let's see if looks like it's coming out of there. And apparently it already all of a sudden got its second wind. That was running all by itself there for a second. We'll put that riser back on there. Let's see if we can't give it a little help here. Well, I bet that accelerator pump is probably kaputzed. Might need a little carburetor work, but it will run. So I would call that a win. We'll see if we get a little more time to tinker with this. It's starting to rain here a little bit, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pack up for today. So anyway, like I said, I bought this truck as a package deal with the green one that's now the Sauerkraut C10. In Iowa, you have to have, oh, here comes the rain. We're gonna finish this story inside. So we'll just stand in the barn door here. Anyway, so like I said, it came as a package deal with the other truck. The guy I bought it from, it was in Iowa. I think it was Vinton, if I remember right, the town of it was. I don't remember for sure. So anyway, in Iowa, apparently, I'm not an expert on any of this, but in Iowa, if you're not gonna drive your car and you're not gonna, you have to register it with the DMV as being in storage or being idle. Otherwise, you have to pay your registration every year. Or when you go to sell said vehicle, the next owner's got to pay all the back registration or something like that. If you know the exact story, let me know, because I'm not sure. This is just kind of what the guy I bought from was telling me. But anyway, it had a piece of paper that said that it was put into storage in 2001. So the truck's been sitting for about 21 years. I have no idea why it was parked. I assume it was, just because it was an old truck. It was getting to be in a little bit of rough shape. So, but anyway, we got her running for a short little period of time there, and it's really coming down out there. I'm glad we got packed up when we did. We need the rain, but that doesn't mean I want to be out there standing in it. So, pardon my mess out there. Mid-project, so I wasn't. Those are the two cars that we're stealing most of our parts off of for the Sauerkraut C10. But yeah, anyway, so the truck had been in storage for 21 years. I mean, when I bought it, it was sitting outside in a gravel parking lot. I don't know, I assume it was inside for most of that storage time because it's not, it's rusty, but it's still solid. And I don't know, maybe I was different, but I know here, if you leave a car parked outside and it's not in a dry place on concrete in 20 years, there's not gonna be anything left of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. We'll probably do a few more of these this type of stuff. We'll see what I come across, I guess. I just figured it was here. We might as well take a look at it, see what we could do. So I'm glad you came along with, and we'll see you next time.